China is a country of superlatives, some good, some bad. From ancient dynasties to cutting-edge technology, China has always been a land of contradictions. And in the midst of all these dizzying contrasts, there's one city that perfectly encapsulates its evolution: Shanghai. So join me as I attempt to present some awesome facts about this absolutely mind-boggling city. Hi, my name is Sebastian and you're watching 7 Facts. Welcome to one of the biggest, busiest, most well-known cities in the world, Shanghai. This is one of humanity's greatest centers for finance, business, economics, research, science, technology, manufacturing, transportation, tourism, and culture. This place is a magnet for anyone who can afford to go there. Before the pandemic, 40 million tourists came to Shanghai every year and transformed the place into the highest earning tourist city in the world. But that's not all. Its port, which is connected to the mainland through the 32-kilometer-long Donghai Bridge, is the busiest container port on the planet. The city itself is home to nearly 25 million people, which makes it the 3rd largest city in the world. But its urban area, outside the city proper, holds, are you ready for this, 39.3 million people. This metropolitan area produces a whole lot of goods and products. The gross metropolitan product of Shanghai, which is the urban version of a GDP, stands at $1.33 trillion. So, it's no surprise to anyone that Shanghai is often described as China's showpiece of its booming economy. But of course, it's so much more than that. This city is one of the greatest human settlements in the history of the world, a place that fully deserves its spot in the history books. But how did Shanghai get to be so amazing? That's what we'll discuss next. These dazzling stats are all the more amazing when you consider the fact that not that long ago Shanghai was far from being an international city. Shanghai is actually a city with a long and varied history that spans over 1,000 years. The earliest records of settlement in the area date back to the Song dynasty from over 1,000 years ago, when a fishing village was established at the confluence of the Huangpu and the Yangtze River. And for a long time that's how it stayed. A quiet little village with nothing out of the ordinary. In the 16th century though, during the Ming dynasty, Shanghai began to emerge as an important trading center. The city's strategic location at the mouth of the Yangtze River made it a crucial gateway for trade between China and the rest of the world. Still, there was nothing to indicate that this place would become a top-tier global city. During the Qing dynasty, Shanghai grew even more and turned into a major commercial hub, attracting traders and merchants from all over the world. The city's population exploded and its economy boomed, driven by the export of tea, silk, and other goods. So, the myth that Shanghai was a fishing village just 100 years ago is just that, a myth. The city was an important trade node of the region for centuries already. But then came the 19th century, and the major European powers began to interfere with China's politics. Shanghai became a center of foreign influence, with the British, French, and Americans establishing concessions in the city following the Opium Wars. These concessions were foreign-controlled areas where their citizens were exempted from Chinese law and governed by their own consular courts. And it was these concessions that became centers of international trade, finance, and culture, and helped Shanghai become one of the most cosmopolitan cities in the world. By saying this, I don't mean to condone or glorify these events. No one should be under the illusion that these events of the early 19th century in China were nothing less than an invasion and an illegal and immoral case of European colonialism. Nevertheless, it's also true that because of this, places like Hong Kong or Shanghai did indeed explode economically. In the early 20th century, Shanghai became a hub of political activity, with Chinese nationalists and communists vying for control of the city. In 1927, Chiang Kai-shek's nationalist government launched a brutal crackdown on the city's communists, which led to the deaths of tens of thousands of people. During World War II, Shanghai was occupied by the Japanese, who established a puppet government in the city. After the war, Shanghai briefly became a center of communist power before the People's Republic of China was established in 1949. In the years following the establishment of the PRC, Shanghai underwent significant economic and social changes. The city's population continued to grow rapidly, and its economy diversified beyond traditional industries such as textiles and shipping. However, because of the new communist ideals, Shanghai lost much of its rank as an emerging global city. Starting from the 70s, though, China again went through some changes and reopened its economy to the world. And thus, today, Shanghai is once more one of the largest and most dynamic cities in the world. With over 800 kilometers of track, 400 plus stations, and an annual ridership of over 3.8 billion trips, the Shanghai Metro is the world's longest and busiest subway system. This is the main way to get around Shanghai, and any other mode of transportation pales by comparison. And to think, it's not even that old. The first line opened in 1993, and since then it grew continuously and at a dizzying pace. Tourist destinations, residential areas, industrial areas, and business districts are all connected through the Shanghai Metro. Over 10 million people use the system on an average workday. But these are only today's stats. The Shanghai Metro is still expanding a lot. In just a few years from now, this subway system will have over 1,000 kilometers of track, and soon every location in the center will be within 600 meters of a station. Furthermore, the city will be connected underground to the neighboring megacity of Suzhou in the Jiangsu province. Without exaggeration, this is the lifeline of the city. If it ever were to fail, I think it's safe to say that Shanghai would be in a lot of trouble. The Shanghai skyline, dominated by its iconic skyscrapers, is one of the most recognizable in the world. Particularly the Lujiazui district, whose cityscape is a gorgeous, positive example of modern architecture. An instantly recognizable feature of Shanghai is the Oriental Pearl Tower, the city's TV tower, without which it just wouldn't be the same. It's one of the tallest towers in the world, standing at over 400 meters, and of course, you can ride up to the observation deck and enjoy breathtaking views of the city. Next, we have the Shanghai Tower, which is currently the tallest building in China and the third tallest in the world at 632 meters. Completed in 2015, it boasts impressive sustainable features and an observation deck with a glass floor for an extra thrill. Another iconic skyscraper is the China World Financial Center, which stands at 492 meters tall and features a distinctive and very cool trapezoidal aperture at the top. No trip to Shanghai is complete without a visit to the historic Bund, a waterfront promenade that features buildings from the colonial era. The Bund is lined with dozens of beautiful buildings, including the iconic Art Deco-style Peace Hotel, which first opened its doors in 1929. The Shanghai Bund once housed numerous banks and trading houses from the UK, France, the United States, Italy, Russia, Germany, Japan, the Netherlands and Belgium, as well as the consulates of Russia and Britain. An interesting sight to behold, that's for sure. And in the middle of all these landmarks lies the Jing'an Temple, a stunning Buddhist temple right in the heart of the city. The temple dates back to the 3rd century, although it has undergone many renovations over the years. It is a popular spot for locals and visitors alike to pray and admire the intricate architecture. This is only the very top of a pretty big iceberg. There are oh so many other landmarks in this city I couldn't possibly present in one video. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to pack our bags and see them for ourselves. Sightseeing is all fun and great, of course, but what about them souvenirs? Well, there's lots of places you can go shopping in Shanghai, but nowhere does it compare to Nanjing Road. This is a famous shopping street located right in the heart of the city. It is one of the busiest and most popular shopping districts in the world actually, with a history dating back over 100 years. The road stretches for about 5.5 kilometers from the Bund in the east to Jing'an Temple in the west. It's divided into an eastern and western section, and you better be careful which way you go. The western road is a more traditional shopping street with a mix of modern and traditional shops. Here you can find local shops selling souvenirs, Chinese tea, and traditional Chinese medicines, among many other things. Go east and you better have the budget, my friend. The eastern section of Nanjing Road is a pedestrian-only street that is lined with shops, restaurants, and entertainment venues, and is the section known for its luxury boutiques and high-end department stores. Well, in all seriousness, no matter the budget, both sections are actually well worth a visit. So, did you decide on what you'll get me? With its modern infrastructure, dazzling architecture, and booming economy, you could be excused from thinking that Shanghai is a poster child of Western capitalism. But, in fact, Shanghai played a pivotal role in the establishment of capitalism's rival ideology, Communism. On July 3, 1921, the first ever National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party was held in, you guessed it, Shanghai. This was the Congress that established the Chinese Communist Party, so when I said Shanghai played a crucial role in Chinese communism, I wasn't kidding. The Congress was held in the French concession area of the city and ended after a week due to harassment from the police. The meeting was then continued in the city of Jiaxing. During these meetings, the General Assembly adopted the first program of the Communist Party of China, stating that the party is to be named the Communist Party of China. They also established their objectives here: to overthrow the power of the capitalist class, to eradicate capitalism and private ownership of property, and to join the Comintern. Obviously, the location of the Congress is now a museum, and whether you like it or not, it is a vital part of China's and the world's history. For our last fact, I have to mention a very special market found in Shanghai, one that might seem odd for an outsider: the Shanghai marriage market. Yes, this is a thing and pretty much does what you think it does. At the marriage market, every weekend, parents display their children's profiles on sheets of paper that contain detailed information about their age, education, occupation, income, and other personal traits. They also include their own contact information, hoping that interested parties will get in touch with them to arrange a meeting between the potential partners. Now, it's true that marriage and family are very, very important in Chinese society. In fact, here marriage isn't just a personal goal meant to fulfill an individual's life, but it's also considered to be a crucial component of social stability. Furthermore, continuing the family lineage is still crucial in Chinese society. That being said, the popularity of marriage markets is mostly owed to one thing: China's disastrous one-child policy that forced many families between 1980 and 2015 to have a single child. And that, of course, led to some major gender and generational imbalances in the country. As those children approached and reached adequate ages for marriage, these imbalances began to show their true effects. There are way more single, unmarried men and women in China than one might expect. This, coupled with the traditional values of family life, led to great pressure to find a matching pair for the unmarried. And that led to a rise in the popularity of marriage markets. Shanghai's market is not the only one in China, by the way, but it is the biggest. And that was all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. Leave your comments downstairs, and if you wish to do so, you can help out this channel through my Patreon page. I do hope to see you next time. Bye.